Sometimes I wake up with the sadness, other days it feels like madness. What would I do without you? When colors turn shades of gray, the way of the world at the end of the day, what would I do without you? A decade goes by without a warning. There's still a kindness in your eyes. It's the questions and the words, a peace of mind always takes me by surprise. I feel like I'm walking with eyes blind as a man without letting in a cold mind. What would I do without you? My imagination gets the best of me, and I'm trying to hide and lost at sea. What would I do without you? The difference between what I've said and done.
Dear families and friends, tonight we are to witness and celebrate the union of Benjamin and Taylor. In the years that they've been together, their love for each other has grown, turning them into the couple you see before you. Now they are ready to spend the rest of their lives together as husband and wife. A true marriage begins well before the wedding day, and the efforts of marriage continue well beyond the ceremony. A brief moment in time and a stroke of the pen are all that is required to create the legal bonds of marriage. But it takes a lifetime of love, commitment, and compromise to make marriage durable and everlasting. Today, you declare your commitment to each other before the family and friends. So, I'm greatly honored, as Ben's dad, to be asked to do this. Now, you know, Johnston, you know, it's supposed to mean John's son. Well, in our house we do it wrong. I'm known as Ben's dad. I'm not going to change my last name to Ben's dad. But, and so even now I get introduced as Ben's dad, right? And then Ben's mom. So Ben's dad had something to say today. I promised I wouldn't go over 45 minutes. Aleman is a Greek word for one another and loving one another. And I've come to the conclusion that aleman, or loving one another, is the most important thing on earth. It's the purpose of life, and it's the meaning of life. And without one another, I sincerely believe we can't even live. And then there's always a question of nature versus nurture. I believe we are created twice. Once at birth, then again by one another, our family, our friends, and our teachers, to create who we are. And in this process, grandparents are a very important part of who we are. And so we just kind of wanted to remember both of their grandparents who haven't been here, who can't be here. Well, I think they're here. Okay. And I just want to remember Taylor's grandma, Frida, who passed away just a little while ago. Frida loved Ben and Taylor. And Ben and Taylor loved her. So Ben and Taylor, you've received a very rich heritage from your grandparents. How rich you are. When we were preparing for this, Ben asked me if I was going to say something about marriage. And I thought, wait, about 400 people are coming to the wedding and reception. And I think they already answered that question. Yeah. And have effectively said that Ben and Taylor's marriage and friendship are so important that we're going to take time out of our very busy schedule to participate. And I asked myself, why would 400 people do that? And I thought, oh, it's because who Ben and Taylor are. I could ask anyone here what they would say, and they would say, Ben and Taylor truly practice and live all alone. They deeply care for each other, their family, and their friends. My experience is when I talk to people who know Ben and Taylor, they don't just say, oh, I know them. Most of them say, oh, we love them. I see a lot of nods here. Okay, they know that Ben and Taylor would get up the shirts off their back for them if they needed it. And I once asked Ben, when he was younger, I said, Ben, did you ever become homeless? And he thought about it for a while, and he goes, no. And I said, why? He says, I got too many friends. And I thought, that's the right answer. So I doubt if there's a person here that would not take Ben and Taylor in if they were in need. But not only that, they would be blessed by having them there. Ben and Taylor, what an unsinkable insurance plan you have. How rich you are. A very important building block for Al-Anon is time and proximity. That is shared history. Today, many have a sense of what's been lost from the past and the influence of technology and what it's done. Gone, the multi-generational home, the childhood friends, adventures in new lands, etc., etc. And both Ben and Taylor have a deep sense and interest in history. We have had lots of discussions. Ben and Taylor have a history that has blessed them in this area. I was thinking as I was looking around this building, Mary and I had our wedding reception here 44 years ago. And history. And just a mile down the river there, Benny was born. And that's where he lives today. And if they have children, they'll be the 4th generation in that house. Okay,
No pressure.
Huh? All right. His adventures in education were exploring and finding new lands, like here in the woods. I mean, these woods out here, I could probably take Benny out blindfolded, he could probably go through it all. That's where a lot of his education took place. Taylor has many friends from her years of living in Sheboygan. In with the community over here at Major Lease, they already know more people in Black River than Mary and I knew in 40 years of being here. Ben and Taylor, you are very rich in history and community. How rich you are. Both Ben and Taylor are highly intelligent and well-educated. Though their education paths seem quite different, they are both autodidactics, that is, self-learners, and off-the-beaten-path learners. Ben was homeschooled. After 4th grade, he didn't have a single academic subject. The only curriculum that he had was he had to know how to run a business organization. So he just started businesses. That was his education. Oh, but I do need to mention that when he was 12, and as I was a professor in computing, I would take him along with me, and he would teach my class. And guess what? The people preferred him over me. So he did attend college. He's in top college. Okay. His education was his adventures, and friends were his teachers. And you see that today, his friends. Wonderful. Yeah. Taylor's education is not any less traditional. Where Ben made friends as teachers, Taylor made teachers her friends. She's not just about a degree, but to learn and to interact. More than once, she has taught me something she's learned in school. And you know where she was this morning? She went to school. She was in class. That's not an ordinary student. Ben and Taylor, how rich you are in knowledge. So why did I tell you all these things? Because around 400 people are telling Ben and Taylor with their presence how important they are to them. Also, I want to remind Ben and Taylor how rich they are and to dream of taking this foundation to even greater heights. May Ben and Taylor, with the help of their community, have the ultimate one another marriage. Ben and Taylor, how blessed you are because you have each other. There's a tradition called the blessing of the rings. In this pouch are Ben and Taylor's wedding rings. And you know, it's really interesting. One fits perfectly inside the other. So I said, oh, there's only one here. Each person present holds a pouch and silently prays for the couple in that tradition, infusing their lives with warmth and blessing. But for time's sake, we'll only pass them to the parents and ask them to give the rings God a blessing, and the rest of the people can do it silently from where they are. You shall now have the declaration of intent. Do you, Benjamin, take Taylor to be your wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or poorer, in sickness and health? What did you say? You're emphasizing the poor? To love and to cherish from this day forward until death do you part.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you take Benjamin to be your husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poorer, in sickness and health, to love and to cherish from this day forward until death do you part?
Absolutely.
Benjamin, repeat after me. Taylor, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
Taylor, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
That's all.
That's
Taylor, this one's sharp too. Benjamin, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love.
Benjamin, I give you this ring as a symbol of my love. Oh, you guys are rolling out?
By the power vested in me by the state of Wisconsin and our mailman who delivered my mail order license to marry you, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Benjamin, you may now kiss your bride. Mr. and Mrs. Benjamin Johnston. Okay, we have some refreshments, so we can have time to get to know one another. Introduce yourself and introduce others. Because if everybody here is friends of Benjamin Taylor, they're high caliber people, and you're going to want to know them too. The wedding is about one another, with the guests and the ultimate one another marriage. So enjoy, have the time together.